We also want to check another condition for our f. You say if parenthesis open and close, use your cursor, enter into that parenthesis open and close. You say if b2 is greater than or equal to, check for 40 when the value is greater than or equal to 40. Let's check for when the value is greater than or equal to 1. Any value greater than or equal to 1, comma, is an f. Okay, comma. Now, we don't have any other thing to check. I'm tired of checking for conditions. I don't want to check for conditions again. The person has gotten an F. What if the person did not even meet the condition for this F? Remember that the condition for this F is from 1 to 39 because anything from 40 is now E. So from 1 to 30, the person did not even get to 1 to 39. What's next? Now, instead of checking a condition again, we now finally end it with our for statement, which means if none of all these conditions were met, we now say what's missing scripts. This can be used in every area of life, not just in school results. Okay, it can be used for salary system, for a lot of things, gradings, for bonuses and all that. You can use this if statement or function for a lot of things, depending on what you want to do. So when I hit my enter, you see that this person got a missing script. If I click on this guy and drag down, you see that some people got A, some people got F, some people got E, B. You see? All right. So let us click on one of the items and then come to our formula bar and x-ray our items in our formula bar. Okay, so this is simply check a condition, give the value if true. If the condition is false, check for another condition. So take your time, study it, and you will see that what is happening here is that when somebody gets 1, a score of 1, it will keep giving us an F until it gets to 39. It will still check the condition. It's still meeting the condition of an F. When it gets to 40, it discovered that there's another condition set for score of 40. It will start giving us an E. So for instance, this guy is giving us an F. When I get to 40, he starts to give me an E. Can you see that it has changed to E? For instance, this guy is giving me a D. When it gets to 60, can you see that it's giving me a C? So this is a brilliant way to give people certain portfolio based on a condition being met. Any questions so far, so good? All right, so let's work on our, the next thing we have is count, average, max, mean, count if. Okay, so we're going to have our counts, average, max, mean, counts if A, B, C, D, E, F, and missing script. Okay, so our missing script is bigger than our cell. All you have to do is to come over here in between H and I and double click, and it gets solved. All right, so where do we see our function? You will see fx here. This is where you insert functions. So what you want to do is you want to make a count. So you can search, type a brief description of what you want to do, and then click go. So I want to count. All right. So this is counts. Now there are a lot of functions in Excel, but they are workplace specific. So the function that an engineer is going to be using might be different from the function that you, as a data analyst, might be using. You understand? So what counts does for us is counts the number of cells in a range that contains numbers. So you have to count the range is to give the number of cells in that range that contain numbers. So when we say okay, it gives us the range we want. We want to count from B2 to B19. So we're going to write B2 colon B19 to see how many records that we have. So when you try that, you see that you have 18 records that contain numbers. You have an average, the same thing. You click on your FX, you search for average. You say go. You see average of a range. So it returns the average arithmetic mean of each argument, which can be numbers or names, arrays, or references that contain numbers. So we say okay, which means what we have to put here is the range of items that contain numbers. So we still say B2 to, saying B2 to B19 means B2 colon B19. You see, it brings out all the numbers and separates them by semicolon, and then gives you the average of those numbers in that range. So you can see that the class did a little bit above 50. So they actually did well. Generally, as a class, is as if the class really did not perform well because the class average is just 50. Well, let's continue. We have max. Max is telling us what is the maximum amount of, what is the highest number here. Okay, when you click on your FX, you search for max. So here you see already used function. So we just click on max, and you see max of a range tells you the highest number that you can find. So we still say B2 colon B19, and the highest number that we have there is 100. Mean, the same thing. We say mean. So you can still search for it if you don't have it already. Say B2 colon B19, and you say okay. So it gives you the minimum value. The minimum value is 0. So the minimum value that anybody got there is 0. All right, now let's talk about count if. Count if is talking about counting items based on a criteria. So the criteria can be how many people got an A, how many people got a B, how many people got a C, how many people got a D, how many people got an E and F in missing scripts. So we're going to come here to work on our count if. We'll say function, you see our count if, we say okay, this time around we're going to be using our grade. So our range is C2 to C19, that's our range. And our criteria is A. How many people got an A? We say okay, 5 people got an A. The same thing you do it for this other one. You say count if C2 to C19. How many people got a B? The criteria will be B this time. You say okay, 2 people got a B. The same thing here, C2 to C19, count if. This time around is C. All right, the next thing we have is D, C2 to C19. The next thing we have is a D. All right, next is an E. How many people got an E? Okay, C2 colon C19 is our range. So of all these items in this range, how many of them got an E? Okay, say okay. We have 3. Now, how many people got an F? We say okay, C2 to C19. We say the criteria is what? F. So counting if means counting based on a given criteria. All right, then for missing scripts, we say count if, we give the criteria C2 to C19, and we say missing script, exactly how it is written, and we say okay. So one person got a missing script. All right, so this is where we're going to end our class for today. No assignments for today. In our next class, we look into some other things in Excel. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. All right.